Hello!
Hi, hello everyone.
I almost didn't make it back
to
then.
The music.
Did you see me wheel off on my chair to go and grab something?
No, because I can only see me when I'm on the thingy. I can only see me. So no.
Oh really? I always thought you could see what I could see.
I can see what's going out live, but I can't see your separate feed on there.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yes.
Because it's low wave, isn't it? And I'm not there. We're not there. There's the credits.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, hello.
At the one time my IKEA chair actually swirls without doing anything, I couldn't get back. I swung there on the wheels, no problem at all. I must have lifted up my bum. Went to squeeze back and I couldn't. I was like, oh, Jesus, it's just changed. So people are saying hello. Hello, Brendan. Happy birthday for Monday.
Hi, Brendan.
Hello, Darren.
Hey,
good to see you again. So if you're out there, say hello. Keep us entertained. Because actually, it's your turn to entertain us this week, I've decided. Because we need your chat. No, not your turn. You entertain us all the time, darling.
Okay, fine. That's good.
No, the people at home. It's their turn to entertain us. I
think so. It's about time.
Yes. No, for every joke you do, Sophie doesn't have to do one, which is really, really...
that wasn't in the contract. We never said that. I don't know what
Who's got a contract? Only the EU and Ashes and Asia got a contract. So how's your week been, Sophie?
Well, I feel like it's just a kind of repeat of everything I say every week. It's just been incredibly busy. I still consider myself extremely fortunate that I'm working. I work from home. I work in the IT sector, and it's been crazy. It's been absolutely. I think you saw me in the Zoom chat yesterday, and I think you were saying earlier that everyone just looked kind of subdued, a bit tired, a bit kind of forlonged. Because it's just been an immensely busy, crazy week. To give you an example, yesterday my first meeting was at 8 o'clock in the morning, and my last meeting thankfully finished about 5:30. But everything was back to back without a break or anything in between. So I just kept on saying, oh, hang on just 1 moment. And then I'd put my cell phone camera off and what have you. Be right back. And then I'd go off for a smoke and what have you. But it's been another one of those crazy weeks. And I've been told that there is another big client interactive workshop that clearly, because I host them so well, I have to do a whole load more next week as well. And it's like, Joy, you told me on Friday that I've got to do this great big thing on Tuesday for a huge client presentation, and it's going to last all day. Thank you so much.
But you do know your subject, don't you? So it's not, you have to shape it, obviously, but you're not having to work out lots of content. Am I right in thinking that?
I do. So in my field, I am kind of considered one of the kind of industry experts, which is always very nice. It's always kind of reassuring. Excuse me. Quite often you get that kind of imposter kind of syndrome. It's like, really? Me? Just little old me? So when you're going into clients and you kind of explaining how they could possibly do things to make their entire organisation, not just one small piece, just their entire kind of organisation a little bit more effective, a little bit better, and how they could be closely integrated, and then kind of taking all their comments and feedback and questions and challenges, and then having to kind of put that back into context. And I think my favourite analogy of the week is, well, look, we all know how to make spaghetti bolognese, but the key thing is that we don't. Well, I don't think I mean it's like we know how to make spaghetti bolognese. Not that my work has got anything to do with food or cooking, and I am the world's worst chef. But the basic premise of the analogy is that I have a recipe that I follow. And if I follow the recipe, I can have something which kind of resembles spaghetti bolognese. Now, families have passed down special tips and real kind of like the secret sauce, the nuance and what have you. So I could have I could make a spaghetti bolognese. That's easy for me to say. And you would go, oh, that's really nice. You would make it, and I would go, oh my goodness, that's amazing. Someone else would make it and go, but at the end of the day, it's still spaghetti bolognese, but we just do it in a slightly different way. And it doesn't mean that we have to do the same thing every single time, everywhere we go. We slightly adjust and kind of change it and what have you. And, you know, when you're putting new ways of working into organisations, it's a little bit like that. You can't just all follow the same approach. You can't follow the same standard set in stone policy. You have to tweak and adjust it based off of the local kind of influences. And so there's a lot of those kind of conversations that kind of go into place.
It's a little bit like my job then. Although, do you know what, I worked out, obviously we're both sort of in procurement, aren't we? We do procurement. That I have been working from home for a year next week. Because working for a Spanish company, we entered a lockdown or work from home a lot earlier. And I'd only just moved offices about 2 weeks before that. So I believe it was in Chiswick. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't actually work in procurement. I work in like delivery, so software delivery. But quite often when we're bidding for new pieces of work, then I get involved in shaping our response as to how we're going to do it, and then trying to convince the customers that we are the best people to do it, and you should, and it's going to be like me that's going into your organisation and helping you do the big transition and transformation. And then all the salespeople go off and then they carry on and do something else. So it's the other thing that I'm procuring is myself and a whole team of people around me as well.
And for everyone at home, other types of jobs are available. We're not usually this deep and boring about work, but you know, it makes the world go round.
You asked me, so you asked me.
Hi, it's because I'm nosy, you know this.
Hi, Martin. Hi, Amy. Lovely to see you. Who else is there on the chat? There's lots of people that are kind of watching from all of the things. Tell us what you're watching it on. Tell us where you're watching it from. And that was almost a jingle.
I'm ad-libbing.
Where you're watching it on. Tell us where you're watching it from. And all the things, the places where you belong.
And the PIN number of your credit card would be lovely, because I do need to buy a new guitar cutter for the chocolate factory and a chocolate pump. There we go. That sounds so healthy, doesn't it? But I am, ladies and gentlemen, still ill. And I am getting worse. Or I am getting more lethargic. There's a posh word from work. I am getting lethargic that I just... Do you know what? I was dozing last night during the Zoom chat. And then I think Manu said, you need to go to bed. And then because I'd woken up from having a doze, everyone's been through this, then it's difficult to get back to sleep again. So I laid there like this all night. And obviously you might have seen on social media, my diabetes has got worse. So my HN, I never get the figures right, the glucose level has doubled. That it shouldn't be, so it's like a change of prescription. So I had to go and pick up another prescription yesterday, and then I finally got my preventer, my asthma preventer, which will hopefully help me breathe. And I know I haven't got COVID because I farted earlier, and my God, I nearly ran out of my own home. It was that bad. So I know I can smell and I can see, might not be able to hear. But everything else seems to be working. But in the chemist, because it was such a nightmare. If you've been to a chemist during the pandemic, it's awkward. They're not as prepared as they used to be. If you go to places like Boots or Superdrug and you have a repeat prescription or something that goes digitally from the doctors, it's all there in a bag, ready for you when you arrive normally. No, I had to wait half an hour yesterday. And it was a little northern guy trying to serve me. And there was an older gentleman in front of me. I don't know. I mean, the accent was probably Yorkshire. I'd love to try and do an accent, but I can't. As we all know, can't do accents. Don't. I'll offend the whole of the north. And the guy goes, no, one lad. Like Jimmy Savile. Another lad, do yourself does thus sell ice cream? And the poor lad behind had no idea. He was saying, yeah, we've got Magneto or Cornetto. Oh, that was a Sophie joke. I'm sorry, I worked hard to write that.
Very, very good. Very, very
Talk
good.
about things to be taken wrong. Amy says, a chocolate pump. Ooh, misses. No, I did buy some... I shouldn't be saying this. She didn't like my compost stories. So I thought I needed fibre. No, I need fibre. You know, it's good for you. I don't eat a lot of fibre in my chicken and chips. So I went to go and get the fibre drinks you get. Make you feel really good and your stomach's healthy and that sort of thing. I couldn't remember the name of it. And I've been on to Mano for weeks. I must go and pick it up because I always feel really good. My stomach feels clean. I feel healthy. And the only word I can remember when I was asking was Movicol. Turns out that's not the fibre drink. That helps. It helps in the same direction, but so I'm not only unwell and can't breathe and lethargic, I now have other issues because of this Movicol that I've been drinking like milkshake.
Oh goodness, you can shit through the eye of a needle.
Well, it would need to be a bloody big needle at the moment.
I don't think we said hello to Gary. Hello, Gary.
Hello, Gary. Oh, what did Martin say there? Pharmacy to you. I use them. Oh no, but I have to go. But pharmacy to you, you've got to pay something, haven't you, Martin? I'm lucky. One of the things about having too much sugar in your blood is that you get free prescriptions. I wanted free glasses. I wanted free dental treatment. No, I got free prescriptions. So I'm going to make use of that. Other scams are available, Amy. Alicia is. I'm guessing Sophie knows because she was like this. Waving.
No,
Hello,
I was just saying hello. Hi, Alicia. Welcome here for the very first time. I hope that this doesn't put you off and that you do come back and you have lots of fun. And please join in. Tell us whereabouts. Where in the world are you? And that we can play that game and see how far away from Reading we can actually get. We have managed to reach the dizzy distance of the Netherlands the other week with a friend of mine, Nicole, that dialed in. Dialed in from there for one of the games. The prescriptions, yes. I have the monthly prepay prescriptions because I get regular prescriptions for kind of a number of different things, and it just makes it easier. I pay £10. I think it's £10 a month.
Yes, I used to have that.
And because I'm not entitled to anything free. I used to when I was suffering quite a lot from epilepsy. Years back, but now that's all kind of calmed down. Touch wood, everything's fine. So I just get the prepay prescription, and I just kind of get whatever I need. Jason, welcome from Tower Hill Tube Station. I hope you're not actually in the tube station. Hope you're not actually in the tube station. Other tube stations are available. You'll start a great conversation with Amy, being a tube train driver. I'm sure it's a lovely area. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Jason. I hope you enjoy the show.
Yes, we have no idea what's going to happen because we don't plan. I mean, surprisingly, if you saw the disaster that was last night's show, I do write a script for that when I do Wake's Week. Went completely wrong. There's still raisins down here. I don't know how they got up this end of the room. And raisins in my slippers, in my underpants, just from making wine. But I can reassure everyone, no raisins were harmed. They are now fermenting. We will have wine by Christmas from that. Darren's saying, not left Stockport since November. Exciting, right? I like Stockport. Oh no, that's Stockpot. Sorry, I'm getting the wrong place.
Oh my goodness. You're going to start screaming on the chat saying, please, Sophie, can we have some of your jokes, not Jamie's ones?
I'm ill, so it's my excuse. Amy's saying, Jason's a colleague of mine, the smelly tart.
Oh, so, well, welcome.
Have oyster, get around.
And so waiting to drive the train. So only here briefly. Well, thank you so much for joining in, and I hope you have a good day on the tracks. And
hopefully not on the tracks. If you stay in the carriage, that'd be helpful.
I didn't mean literally. Goodness me.
I don't drive trains, but I knew you got to stay in them. Oh, you're listening out for something. What have you heard? Have you got a haunted flat now?
No, I was giving you an evil stare.
Oh, okay. I wasn't looking.
Because if
I have to look
in
up here now.
if I look in the direction that you are on my television, which is a natural thing to do, it just looks like I'm looking away. So I've got to try and kind of adjust and make sure that I'm looking in the right direction. And then
You're getting better at it. I was looking anywhere. Yeah. Who am I? I don't even know who I am, let alone which direction to look at.
Who are you anyway?
I know, it's like being on Big Brother Celebrity. So, and being kicked out first. So what else have you done this week, Sophie?
What else have I done this week? Goodness me. Well, we had so another great session with Wednesday's open mic which used to be at the why can't I even think of the name now? Global Cafe, and we have a Zoom open mic, and it was really, really good. There was loads of people on, so it was really cool. And see you later, Jason. I played a cover, and I don't normally play covers, because I really don't like playing other people's music, and I find that I don't do it very, very well. So as a special treat for everyone, I did my killer cover, and actually people quite liked it. So I'm trying to kind of practice it a little bit more. So that was really quite good. So that was
what's a killer cover?
No,
is that the name of it?
No. The name of the song is Lavender. It's a song by Marillion, and I do it on the guitar. It's a very the original song is like on the keys and what have you, but I did it on guitar. And Kill a Cover is me actually killing a song.
Okay.
Right,
I thought it was an album or something. You know how musically adept I am, but
no. So that was fun. And myself and David have been playing. So friend David has been playing some games together online on the PlayStation. So that's been really quite good fun. So that's another way of kind of doing things together remotely, where we're both playing the same game, but they're doing it from one side and I'm doing it from here, and we're just connecting up through the power of the internet, and we have to work and strategize how we're going to kind of tackle each thing together. Rather, we tried one of the ones where you run around and shoot lots of people, but literally within 2 minutes we were both getting shot to pieces. We're like, that's not very good. So,
shooting people.
I know, but I've got this new this game that I've had for a while, and I did go live with it a while back on the main kind of story. It's called Red Dead Redemption 2, and it has online play. And I was playing around with that yesterday, running around in the woods trying to figure out what on earth I'm supposed to be doing. It's all set in country and western. And then in the evening, the Young Guns film was on. I was like, that's exactly how it looks. That's exactly how it feels.
Is that Young Guns as in the band Young Guns?
No, as in the movie, as in like there's Young Guns and Young Guns 2, absolutely classic kind of movies. So that was really, really good fun. Well, I still quite like them, although I'm a bit of a I'm not such a big fan of the post-Fish era. Fish was the lead singer of Marillion. Not that post-Fish, that was Steve Hogarth, I think it is. It's not that I don't think they're really good. I just never really kind of got into them, never really kind of listened to them, and I've got lots of friends who know them quite well, and think their music is absolutely brilliant. A couple of friends have actually played alongside them as well, so they're a really kind of good band. But early Marillion I remember that from when I was younger. I went to see them on the Misplaced Childhood tour, at the old Marquee in London. Some of those kind of venues way back in the day when that was kind of released.
You would be very surprised what I'm about to say, but once upon a time, I used to go to concerts and stuff. I mean, I say the word concerts like an old granny, but I went to see System of a Down and Rammstein because one of my it's an ex-boyfriend, obviously, used to be very involved with them. So I've been to System of a Down's hotel room for drinks.
No, I've never even heard of them.
Oh, there's some heavy metally metallic thing. And then Rammstein, I've been back to their hotel before. In fact, Rammstein, the band, I was so drunk drinking free white wine at their hotel. They had to carry me out and leave me in a bush somewhere near, I think it was near Edgware. That's all I can remember. And my ex-bride was absolutely mortified that I'd showed him up. I'd already done this thing where they lift you. Is it Brixton? Is there an academy in Brixton?
Yes, there is. Yeah, Brixton Academy. Okay. I've been there quite a few times.
It was like they called it an academy. It was like a hall or something. So I got lifted through a crowd during the concert. I was very energetic in those days. And that's I used to go, and then Stuart Goddard, which Adam and the Ant. That's probably not the same era of music, I know, but so I used to actually be, I wasn't. The ex-boyfriend was very involved in music, so I used to tag along because it usually involved free alcohol, and so that's why I got my nickname, the Drunk, from.
I've got a funny memory with Adam and the Ants. Talking about that, I think it was Prince Charming. It was the end of school disco. When that came out, and there was a whole group of friends of us at school at the time. I used to go to like a single sex school, and it was the end of year kind of disco was the kind of like the partner school was. So that everyone was kind of like coming together. So you had like the mix of the genders, which was quite a thing. And there was a whole group of us that were agreed that we were going to put the Adam and the Ants kind of face mask on, or put all the stuff on what have you. I think I can't remember how old I was. But yeah, doing that. And I was staying over at my aunts and uncles, and they lived just literally right opposite the school. So I was allowed to, didn't have to worry about coming back all the way back up to Cambridge from the school, which was in Stevenage, which was a long way away from Cambridge. And basically, no one else did anything. All of the other kind of kids' parents told them that they couldn't. And because I was staying at my aunt's, they were like, yeah, whatever you want to do, it's fine. So I was the only one out of the entire like 2 schools that was there, and I was kind of like, right, stuff it, I'm going to do this. And when the song came on, I was the idiot on the dance floor doing all the whole Prince Charming kind of stuff and what have you. So yes,
I used to be mad on Adam.
People should have known when I was younger all the things that I used to try and hide away. Little clues were there all along.
So was mine. Although mine started with Timmy Mallet, Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny. That's how I knew I might be married. Well, obviously I'm an army baby, so I grew up in Münster, Germany. And I was absolutely mad. I don't really remember this much. I'm told I'm really mad on Adam and the Ant. So I used to grab my mum's makeup. It was an eyeshadow kit. I remember it was 18 eyeshadows. Don't ask me why I remembered that little bit, because it was just 2 rows a night. And I used to paint that on my face. And I remember my dad giving me a great big hiding. No, son of my God, son's gonna be gay. Blah, blah. Hi, Daddy. But he's much gay friendly now. Much more gay friendly now. But he's now moved. He's moved closer to me mum. They love that. So Daddy, I am a big daddy male myself. So there we go. Hey, Martin Cooper, I did put it on the screen and saw you arrived. Amy was asking, was it Ramside that made you deaf? No, darling, let's be sensible. It's my diabetes. But I did the BBC thing yesterday, the coffee club. And I got a phone call half an hour before and they say, can I make sure I put my earpods in, because they realised I was deaf, so I could hear what I was saying. Everyone now knows I can't hear. So they sit there calling me nasty names under me breath, thinking I can't hear. Yes, Doris, what was that? Evil Edna. All that brings back memories. Do you remember that? Will-o'-the-Wisp.
I do remember Will-o'-the-Wisp, but then when you said Edna, I then went straight to The Incredibles.
Oh yes, that's a mum, isn't it?
No,
okay, maybe not.
It's the little lady that it's the little lady that does the that makes all the super suits.
Okay, not seen that. I should put it on my list of things to
You've
watch
not
after the pandemic.
You've not watched Incredibles?
No, I did look in the mirror.
That's just incredible.
I've got a cat suit. Does that count?
I don't think we want to see that.
It's not even leather. Can you believe that?
So, what have you all been up to? You've heard about our kind of things that we've been doing. Anything exciting that you've been doing this week? Anything that you've watched on television? I don't know whether you saw the first one, but I've started watching Dead Pixels season 2. It's hilarious so far. I'm looking forward to watching the rest of that. So that's really, really cool.
Dead Pixels.
Dead Pixels. Never mind. I'll just
Never saw number one.
I'll just let it wash over your head. It's completely
I haven't
fine.
really
So
done my
those
hair,
of you
as you
that
can
do
see.
enjoy Dead Pixels, season 2 is really, really cool. Other TV programs are available.
I have started watching the second series of Bonding.
I've not
Don't know
seen
why.
that.
I didn't do that. It's about bondage. It's on Netflix. Other streaming
Okay,
networks
that'd
are
be
available.
why.
That'd be why.
I was gonna watch it, but I got a bit tied up. So
Hello. Hello.
I love it how it just takes a few seconds.
Is it your
Just
time yet,
slowly-
Jesus? See you coming back.
Slowly,
Hang
just kind
on.
of drops in.
Okay. Oh, okay. I got a message from Mano. That was all. He's doing me dinner.
Oh, does he miss you?
Yeah. He's like, "What do you want?" Pizza. Amy says she's binge watched It's a Sin twice. My next episode's Tuesday with the subtitles. It's so sad. Have to. I was trying to watch Charmed.
I've still only seen season 1. Season 1 series. Sorry, episode 1. So I'm looking forward to watching the rest of that. So yeah, I've got a few things that I need to catch up on. I need to get the next episode of It's a Sin to watch, the next episode of The Bay to watch, the next episode of...
What's The Bay like? Because you've mentioned this a few times now in passing.
Really good. I don't think it's as good as the what was it called? The Fall, FALL, and that's on. I think that's on Amazon Prime. But The Bay is really good, and the One Division. I still got to.
Now
watch
I've heard
the
of One
latest.
Division, but I have no idea what it's about. But everyone's talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to. If you haven't had some of the backdrop of the Marvel movies, then it won't necessarily make sense. But it's a bit kind of. It's trying to deliberately be confusing, so everyone's like going, "What's actually going on?" And we know there's something kind of like more that's kind of like going on behind it, and I think it's really really good. There was goodness me, Agents of Shield as well. So I'm kind of watching my way through the series 7.
I've only seen series 1. Is that now 7? I didn't realise.
Yeah, it's up to series 7 now. I was quite hesitant watching. I was kind of late to the party. I was hesitant to watch it to begin with because it didn't really make sense with how everything had finished from the particular movie that it kind of like followed on from. And now they've just gone off onto a complete kind of tangent and what have you. But I'm sticking with it. I'm hoping it's all going to come through and various timelines will be restored and everything then dovetails back into the fact that it then starts to make sense back against the Marvel movies kind of backdrop. So they've got lots of different things that I'm watching. What's on your watch list? What are you watching? What's something that we should put onto our watch list so that we can join in and enjoy the programs that you are?
I finished Haven last night after we had an after show party.
The holiday place. You've been going to every Haven campsite.
Every weekend. No, it's a program called Haven from the 90s. It's very much like X Factor, X-Files. And someone mentioned it on one of the chats once, and I looked at it, and I got addicted to it. And when, you know what I was like? I was not right last night. I was dozing and all sorts.
No, you weren't. You weren't.
It was so. Manon got me to bed, and I thought. Because I'd woken up, I couldn't sleep. And then I watched one episode. I realised only 3 more episodes of the whole series. And I thought, you know what? I can't go to bed and not know what happens now. And I finally finished it, so I now know what happens at the end of Haven. So I've seen all 5 series of that. But yes, I need more for my box. I can't rely on Charmed, Cagney and Lacey, and Bonding. That's all. We've got RuPaul's Drag Race, which I know we can't spoil. I haven't seen this week's UK one, so I have to.
So I haven't seen the vast majority of all of them. So there we go. it's fair enough. And if you are stuck for other things to watch, you could also go back to the beginnings of like season 1 of SaturGAY Live and watch all the old shows, all the ones that we started off doing, like the quiz and that in the first kind of lockdown, and then we had a little bit of a break, and then we went into doing SaturGAY Live in the format that you're seeing now. So you can just watch all of that on Facebook and the YouTubes. You can go back and enjoy all those programs again. Have you got a message in from the studio?
I have. I've got breaking news.
Breaking news. Where's the thing?
We need titles. We need titles. Darren, we've seen your message. We'll come back to that in a second. But the producer, who is, not here, has just told me that we have to acknowledge something very, very big. So, Brendan, we believe you're a pensioner now. Happy 60th birthday to you. Congratulations for getting it this far. I don't know how bad you're on the pub. But we couldn't get Mary Berry, so we got breaking news or breaking wind. Let me switch over to, I need to do this, like that, and then I need to do this, and then I need to do this. Over to you, Mano. So Mano has made you a birthday cake. There we go. Happy birthday, Brendan. Babs D, like stream. Hi, Babs. So, Mano, you stand there. You look beautiful in the shadows. It's like watching a horror movie with those candles. Brendan, if you bring it closer, you can't, can you?
Well, how are you going to do this?
I don't know how we're going to do this. Let me bring Sophie back into live. There we go. Then you got Sophie and Mano and the cake now. So, Sophie, I'll count you in. Mano, you just say where you are, and Sophie's going to blow them after 3. Sophie, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Brendan!
Happy birthday, Brendan!
Thank you. Mano has slaved. Let me just cut back to that. Mano has slaved so hard on your birthday cake. He's been planning this and plotting this. So we will somehow get this to you at a social distance. We couldn't get Brendan in the studio tonight, so we got the next best thing. Here's Brendan. He is our standby Brendan. Oh, you can't. See, it's uncanny.
Goodness me, right, that's going to have to be another disciplinary. That's right. Let me just make a note of that for the next disciplinary hearing.
Hang on, he's saying so. I'm deaf.
He said,
fuck off. There we go.
Goodness me, twice.
No, I dressed him. I actually dressed him as well. I put a Barbie doll top on it, and the closest I had to a leather jacket. There we go. But you're not having it. He's mine. So we will get. Mano sent me out for a candle, Brendan. Can I say? And I came back with that. Didn't tell me what it was for.
Right. But it wasn't sort of like handles for forks that he was asking for.
I don't know, I'm deaf. So I came back with that and then he explained to me what sort of candle I was meant to get.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I thought it's my candelabra.
And also, in case people were worrying, I did blow the candles out from a very safe, kind of socially distanced kind of thing.
And she's still single, but that might change.
I'm one side of Reading, and Jamie is completely the other side of Reading. So there we go.
I'm in a private gated off development.
I've got a lot of puff. Who doesn't
I've got
know
a
how
lot.
Do you know, there's a little trick to pouring wine. When the glass is full, that's when to stop. And the top of the glass is always used as an indicator to tell you when it's full.
It's on my keyboard. Hang on, I got a. How did you see that?
Because I could hear it sploshing all over your desk.
I'm just using my t-shirt to mop it up. I'm not being dirty.
Dear.
I'm just mopping something up. It's on the control button, so changing a scene might be a problem in a minute.
Brilliant. Thank you, Mano. Mano, gone back downstairs. Thank you so much, Mano. That was brilliant.
Yes.
So I hope, and it's all right, Brendan. We'll kind of spray the cake because it obviously wasn't me that literally it was a bit by the magic of television. It wasn't me that kind of spat all over your candles.
Yeah, so he has washed his hands after picking up beans in macro. So it was all, macro, lovely, must go. So Charlie's saying evening, hello Charlie. Alicia saying hello to Brendan. Brendan says we're classy. Well, we know. Keep it classy, Seattle. Oh no, that's not the programme, was it? Classy, something or other. Oh no, Brendan's saying 4 years till he's 60. Look, darling, we're in a pandemic. We might be doing this in 4 years' time, just the same way. So it's so Manu, thank you.
We've gone into one of those scientific kind of like time loops. We're stuck in this period, going backwards and forwards.
And that's why there's no game tonight, because we wanted to do that. Now, I have got a video. Now, if Brendan puts a yes to this, it's a video that Brendan did record for our school disco right at the beginning of lockdown, almost a year. So if we get a donation, we're not fussy, any donation to the thing. We take off that. As you can see, I'm pointing in the wrong direction. There we go. There's my finger. This is like it. We will play the video. Brendan released an album. In fact, he didn't release a song. What do they call that? An LP? A slippy? A single. I thought that had a posh word.
The clue is in the name. It was a single because there was only one.
It could have been an album. So if we get that, I think if we get that £120 tonight for the Fund of Diversity, we will play a video that Brendan recorded for. I've got to be honest, he didn't actually record it on his own. He actually recorded it with other people. But what we did, we took him out of the video, knowing that everyone was dying to find out what Brendan was like as a pop star. We can say, so Brendan, if you can put yes into the chat to say if you get we get a donation, we'll play that. As it's your birthday, you deserve all the attention on you. And Brendan says large donations are also available. Of course they are. So, but if we can get 120 tonight. I feel like I'm on one of those shows that go, oh, look at this necklace. It's like, oh, don't phone now. It's just for, phone in half an hour, 3 large instalments. We will get that, and we will play that. And if that don't send you to sleep, it won't. It really won't. It's quite catchy.
I just want to say, I don't know whether it's happening on the main kind of all the different streams of things, but are your little chat robots, are they drunk?
Why?
They seem to be repeating all the messages about 2 or 3 times.
No, I just think that's Brendan typing a lot.
No, it's just it's coming from a few different people.
Oh, so I'm not seeing that. Oh, I'm interested now. I'm nosy. So Brendan said 4 years till he's 60. Read that in America. Thanks, Mano. Amy says, I thought it was 4 years ago you were 60. And by the way, Brendan said no, he's quite. Actually, no, it's really endearing, I have to say. That's a nice word. I looked it up earlier. Endearing. Not bad for someone in Whitley. You can figure that word. We get a donation, and all you got to do to make a donation is visit www.SaturGAY.co.uk. And this week tomorrow, in fact, is when the trustees meet to decide where the money goes. You know, and we've got about $1.5 grand, I think, in our fun and diversity at the moment. We don't have to spend all of it, but your suggestions are very, very, very welcome. Send it to funds, F-U-N-D-S, at f-o-d.co.uk. I haven't got the video lined up for the boys describing that tonight, but we'll put a post out on social media. Or just contact us. Let us know where you'd like to see some of the funds going that represent the LGBT plus community here in Reading, in the Thames Valley.
LGBTQ plus.
I've never put the Q in. I put LGBT and plus because plus can cover everything else. What do you consider the Q as? Because there's a big debate today on the gay forums that I read about what the Q means.
It can mean many things. Normally, it's queer or questioning, or queer queer. It's like it's a Q for many things. So that has otherwise it's Q Q Q Q Q. Queer and questioning.
Okay, because they were all arguing what the Q stood for.
People like to argue. People like to. I think the plus does help. I think we hate labels, but we don't feel that we identify with everything directly. So we keep on trying to find the little bits. I mean, that's the thing about the whole kind of fact that not everything is binary. It's quite analog, as in, it's infinite kind of things in between. So therefore, whenever you zoom in, you're going to go and get something a bit more finite, and if you zoom in again, you're going to get something else a little more finite, and it's across the whole thing. So the plus is very important, and otherwise you might as well just say L plus, and so to put what kind of point how far do you take it?
And then other places don't say LGBT, they say GLBT, and it gets very, very confusing. And I can understand if you're a young person coming out, how you could easily find it confusing, because actually in your head you're thinking, I just like boys or I just like girls. Or you're someone else who's coming out and thinking, I don't quite know where I fit. What I'm feeling and thinking doesn't quite sit there. So
exactly, and that's the thing, because it's not even as binary as I like boys or I like girls. It's like, well, it's whether they're a boy or a girl doesn't actually come into it. I like them because I like them, because I'm attracted to them as a person, or I'm attracted to them because of some other kind of thing. So that's where all the different nuances kind of come in.
Thank you, Martin, for your donation. Very kind of you. Always a pleasure. Now, I know which Martin that was, so it's like, I got the email straight away. I don't know the fact that my phone keeps telling me these things now. I accidentally, because I have to do some of the FOD admin for the PayPal, my poor PayPal is missing a trick now, so that's why I haven't been in to do my eBay for a little while. And so every time there's something happening or interesting, it's like, there. And I was trying to buy my own PayPal earlier, and I couldn't remember what my own password was because I've logged in as FOD. Because I really do need my chocolate pump, Mano, if you're watching still. For Valentine's Day.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I didn't even know that it was your birthday. Do you think you said it's coming on Monday? So I didn't even know. So you're very, very happy birthday.
Oh no, Brendan, not me.
Brendan. Okay. Happy birthday, Brendan. Sorry I didn't mention anything last night because I didn't know, and that was why obviously we're not having the kind of game section this week, but we are going to be having a game segment next week, and we are also as always kind of looking out for contestants. So if you are interested and you would like to join in on the game segment next week, I'm in charge of the game segment, and so I'm going to be choosing one of the many games that I've kind of bought recently.
She's got hundreds,
and they're physical games. So, as in, there's kind of things and what have you, rather than doing it all kind of electronically. So, hopefully, we're going to try that. We're going to probably experiment with kind of hosting that quiz segment in kind of like a slightly different way, so that we can give the wonderful Jamie a little bit of a break and what have you, and a rest. so it's so that I don't shout out "Dance Monkey Dance." So I'm going to try and do. It's a.
She
phrase.
does. I get a
It's
phone call at
it's
3 in the
a
morning.
phrase.
Dance, Jamie, dance.
I know. Well, careful, because otherwise that's going to happen. Careful what you
And
wish
I'm like,
for.
and I have to go, say that again. What do you say? What do you say? The reason why I changed it, to be honest, I have done this now for almost a year, every Saturday, as part of every day. And I also do Friday. I also do Monday. I'm there on side for Wednesday.
I know. I'm sorry, I'm just looking for my little violin. Can you just hold on for a second? My television's about to switch itself off when my remote is the other side.
Have you
of
got
the
that thing as well?
screen.
That just turns
Yes.
off? Oh, someone tell me how you get a Samsung TV to stop turning itself off, because it gets very frustrating. So I am a little tired, and I have every Saturday, as everyone in Club F.O.D has. So we are changing the way we do games, because even when it's Sophie's turn, I still have to do the buttons. So, and you know what it's like. We're all committed to everything we do. But sometimes we need a bit of a break. So, Sophie, did you sort the TV out?
That's why I kind of disappeared.
Is there a trick to it?
Yeah,
Because you Samsung as well, or
no,
other brands are available.
Other brands are available. No, I've got a Sony television.
I get a message all the time, and not just on the big one. I know it's the big one. I've got the small one up here now. But it always come up with, about to go in standby mode. Press any button. You're like, but you've only been on 45 minutes.
You can change. No, you can change the length of time. There's
you can.
There's this thing called settings, and then you go in there and you can.
I've been through my settings, not my own settings, obviously, because that's screwed up. But I've been through it. There's nothing there, and I get you sitting there, and you're like, in lockdown, we do watch a lot of television and gaming for you. I know, and you all use a screen, but we're using it a lot more than we normally would do. And it's just like when I'm sat there trying to watch a bit of Cagney. Is Lacey going to get Cagney this week? No, never does.
I need to borrow. I'm not buying it. I need to borrow it off of you, because I used to love that
Really?
program. When I used to really love it. It was that. What was the other one? The Rockford Files. That I used to really used to enjoy. And then obviously like the original Cheers, and that's been on. I've got that on auto record, so I've got a whole stack load of episodes of Cheers. And what I find quite funny in there, although it's a little bit misogynistic in a way, but it's actually I think it's still quite funny. But Woody Harrelson, who obviously is a very kind of well-known kind of actor these days,
Watches the show regularly. Hello, Woody. Nice to see you.
Hi, Woody. Just say hi to chat. Just like he played
From Toy Story.
I think it did really well in not that one. In Solo, the Star Wars film, and he's in lots of other stuff. But the Cheers was where Woody Harrelson really kind of made his mark, and he plays this barman who's just he's a lovely guy, but it's just not quite there with everything. It's a little bit it's like a few minutes late on most of the jokes and what have you. So it's really interesting to see the kind of character that he's playing to the actual kind of characters that he's then kind of grown into. Juliet Bravo was good, Martin. Yes,
it was just shoes and socks.
Reminiscing back on to the day. Yes.
Do you know what? Before you've heard of Hollyoaks, obviously. So before Hollyoaks was on Channel 4, there was another soap called Just Teens.
Oh, okay.
The youth program. It didn't last long. The pilot and a couple of episodes.
Is that the one? Is that the one that you auditioned for?
I played Michael Mottershed in Just Teens, filmed just outside Bethnal Green in a sports stadium, not a school, but it's meant to be a school. That is my claim to fame, playing that. And everyone knew I was acting because I ate my crisps very slowly, my family said, in that. But yeah, so I love television, and I love reminiscing on some of the older programmes, because they don't make them like they used to, do they? Really, I don't think.
I don't know. I still think they do. I mean, they still film them, so they are made in the same way.
Well, they're digital now.
It's
Well, a storyline to EastEnders.
It's all digital and what have you.
Do you know what I loved is, and not just because of my gardening, The Good Life. I love The Good Life as a programme.
Good Life, yeah, Good Life to the Manor Born and what have you, and just completely kind of separately, and it probably won't make a lot of sense. Won't make a lot of sense to anybody, and what have you. But I just want to say this very, very quickly. I won't take up too much time. Salut. Thank you very much. That's all I wanted to do. I won't explain. You have to message me later to find out.
I do know that Salut is French, I think.
Spanish.
Oh, was it? It's also, I thought Salut was French, but I do apologise.
I think, well, it probably is used in France and what have you. It's that kind of...
I've not heard the word for ages. It reminds me of school. So you had your reason for doing that, Sophie, and we thank you for that. And I can read between the lines, so I will do the same thing. Salute. You've got posher drink than me, but, you know. But Sophie, when I finish my beer, which we're bottling tomorrow, you'll have to have a bottle.
I don't know if it's giving you the squits and making you feel ill. I'm not sure that I want to.
You cheeky bear.
If it's making you poo rabbit raisins, I'm not sure that I want to.
Oh, Amy says IMDb. Yeah, I am on IMDb, but not for any of the stuff I've done, which is really annoying. IMDb comes out of GMB, Good Morning Britain, when I did the thing with Martin and the guys the rugby thing after the tragedy. For some reason, Good Morning Britain gave us an IMDb credit. I used to be in Spotlight. There we go, in my old days. If you Google Jamie Wake actor, I do exist all sorts of places, but there we go. Charlie must have been very, very desperate to see the F.O.D uncles.
He's very, very kind, and he is very generously giving us a donation. Thank you so very much. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you, Charlie.
Which I was going to say after. I was going to say. I was, honestly. But very, very keen to see Top of the Pops, 1973. I'm trying to build it up, Sophie. It's like...
Okay, sorry. Here we go.
So, I was going to use it for a cigarette break, but I've had like 2 while we're waiting, so it's fine. Here we go. Happy birthday, Brendan. We will get this into iTunes charts after the pandemic. I think people have had enough this year. But... here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brendan, his debut on live TV.
I'd like to build the world a home and furnish it with love. Grow apple trees and honey bees and snow white turtle doves. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to hold it in my arms and keep it company. I'd like to see the world for once, all standing hand in hand, and hear them echo through the hills for peace throughout the land. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to build the world a home and furnish it with love. Grow apple trees and honey bees and snow white turtle doves. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to hold it in my arms and keep it company. I'd like to see the world for once while standing hand in hand, and hear them echo through the hills for peace throughout the land. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony.
Happy birthday, Brendan. Now, I don't know if that has driven you to drink. Certainly, I've gone through 2 bottles now. Oh, that was a mic. Whoops. That was. Do you know what? That was to raise. That was raised me. One of our first things we did when the lockdown number 1 happened, we did a school disco. So this is before your time as a trustee. Oh, you're turning into me. I keep doing that discreetly. I didn't realise people notice. Now I know they do. But are you feeling chesty as well at the moment? Or just... Oh, we're both on the alcohol. This could go wrong. But we did this as part of the school. It literally was one of the first things we did when lockdown happened. F.O.D wanted to make fools of ourselves. I don't know what happened to the original video that we did, that all of us were doing it. Martin was dressed up as a schoolgirl and all sorts. But that was the only one I could find, surprisingly. And I have to say, can I just blame Mano for that? Because Mano said, wouldn't it be fun if you could find that video somewhere? And literally 6 minutes before we went live, I found it by using that Clean My Mac thing. So there we go. So thank you for everyone that helped donate to make that for Brendan's birthday. Your donation helps us make a difference to the LGBT plus community. Sophie, from your musical taste, pretend you're a judge now, how did you find that song?
I think it was very good. I think you could see the passion in the voice there and the dedication to the song, and it was a really, really well put together. So that's the yes for me.
Oh, you're too kind. What I laughed at, well, it's funny. I know we can see each other. I know I can see your reaction in the screen on the green room on the side. If you can see me, as we were watching that, the numbers were starting to go up on the viewing count. And I was like, really, you've joined in now. So that was to help raise money for local charity and to commemorate. What's the word? Commemorate. That's the word. Someone's birthday. Get the words right. So birthday, Brendan, happy birthday to you. And Martin. No, I'm drinking homebrew. It is. I've been unwell, so it's that. But it was Mano that said, find the video. So blame Mano for the original idea there, who has eaten your cake, by the way. So when you come tomorrow, he'll be a lot heavier than he was starting out this evening. So, are you knitting there, Sophie, or...?
I am, yes. I'm making myself a lovely little... no, I'm sorting out the after party. Goodness me, because it's 9 o'clock and I thought, I better start doing...
I just saw these hands go down and I could have been filmed for you, but I wasn't.
Actually, because the number of times you keep saying to me is like, well, don't you have a desk? I was like, but I live in a 1-bedroom flat. I don't have space. So I have purchased... you can't show you.
Oh, did you do it? Did you do it?
I purchased a chair. I've got an actual chair. And now that I've got tangled up in all of the cables, I've purchased a chair, and I can't show you because the camera is all the way over there and what have you. I've got a lovely little desk as well, so I feel.
Where did you get it from in the end? Like, we were discussing this at one show that you're looking for one. So where did you find it in the end?
Well, I got it through Amazon.
Oh, really?
Of course. Yeah, so it was a folding, because most of them are like 1 meter wide, and I didn't want one. And this one is, I think it was 80 centimeters wide.
Really?
So it's a metal frame with it's such a boring thing. Well, tonight on
no, but I love this sort of thing. You know what I'm like.
office walls live. But the thing that is really annoying, it's got this little top shelf, which has got this little thing, but there's nothing to clip it in. So as soon as you put it in, or as soon as you move, the whole thing kind of falls off, and what have you. So I've got a desk with a slant bit now, which is fine, but that's great. But then when I find that when I tried to set it up for one of the workshops and what have you during the week, it was a bit too. I'm just so used to just sitting on the sofa when I'm working, because that's basically what I have to do. So I've got and I've shifted things around because I thought I've got some. I wanted to get some new shelves, so I put in an order from IKEA, and they're not in stock for like a collect it up from up the road.
Oh, can you collect it
in Reading? You can do I
didn't realise.
A shop and collect, and that's fine. We shall deliver it to you as soon as it comes in. And I was like, brilliant, thanks ever so much. And then after paying for all this furniture that's going to match with the other bits of shelves, they then tell me that it's scheduled for delivery at the end of February. I was like, but
Really?
I need it like now. It's like, okay, fine.
Oh,
so
I'm like Monica from that.
I've moved my telly, and it's not as if it's not the smallest television in the world at all. It's like this 55-inch, huge, great, massive thing.
Show off.
I've treated myself to one of those Hue light things that you bought recently as well, and it just the difference it makes when you're watching a video with it all synced up. It is just incredible. So I've got a lot.
Mala doesn't like it. But
I think it's great when you're playing some of the games. So I was playing Last of Us 2, which I think is one of my favourite games at the moment, and where there's various different dark bits and light bits and what have you. And it's so great that when you're looking on one piece and there's darkness on one side, and then there's light on the other side, and then basically the light's extended out to the rest of the room. So I've got one half of the room is actually quite bright, and the other half of the room is quite dark. And as I then move the character around to start going in a different direction, that whole light shifts around the room as well. And it's like, this is so
I like
cool.
it for films. I mean, I got to watch the screen, obviously, for the subtitles. But you get the whole flavour around you. So, funny story. Me and Mano, I don't leave the house now unless I've gone for a grocery shop. I don't need to go to the garage for cigarettes or petrol because not driving anywhere, and I order duty free from abroad. So we went the other night. I said to Mano, look, I want to leave the house. I think I need fresh air because I've not left the house for weeks. And went to the range. Of all places to go was the range. And because I remember they have desk lamps, table lamps. Looking for a table lamp to finish off the hue system in the room. Because we've got the whole of the front wall and round the TV with lights, but I wanted something by the side of the sofas. So when you got a bit there or a bit there. And funny story is I got a message the next day saying, I saw you out doing a non-essential journey. From Flower Mart. And I had to say, obviously at the same time. And I said, no, I went for broken biscuits, which is what I go to the range for, a box of broken biscuits every time. I love them. But no, if anyone can give me a recommendation for table lamps, I want uplighters, but I need to find them that go low enough down next to the Ouija table.
I've got a spare one, which is about from the base.
I need two. Now the problem I've got is I worked out. I found another one in the range on the website, not been in stock for about a year apparently, which is like a crystal ball. Now, if you've ever been to my house, which none of you would do in lockdown, I do have what we call esoteric items all around my lounge. Crystal ball, which was that. So it would go in with the room, and unfortunately not in stock.
Someone's just, I don't know if I send you a picture. Someone's taken a picture of them watching us. What's the best way to send it to you? WhatsApp or Messenger?
Either, because I've got to save to my phone and then save to files. That's how, unfortunately, the technology works.
Okay, let me quickly try and.
Is it a picture of Brendan singing?
No.
Oh, okay. So if anyone at home has an idea for little floor lamps, I need a couple of them to extend, because behind the sofas we've got the disco system, which I don't really use because we can't get around there because they've got all those rubbish magazines there at the moment. But we do like to... I think we've all played with something during this lockdown.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, I looked at you as I said it coming out of my mouth, and I was like, "No, don't."
No, but come on. But in my defence, Your Honour, I have to, for medical reasons. I've got to make sure there's a particular set of routine that I have to do. It's a true story. I've got to do it on a regular basis, which is why even I get boxes of lube on prescription, and that's no joke.
Really? Oh no, I know. Well, young as I was, but really,
penny drops. There we go.
do you know what? But you know my thing. I never see people for anything apart from who they are. It's like. A lot of things that occur to you.
That's because I am who I am. So there we go. That's good. That's a good job.
Bursting the song. But you know what I'm like?
My guitar's over there, but I'm not going to do it today.
Do you know the chords? But I'm trying to work out the state of fast. There we go. I forget lots of different things, and so I look like an idiot because I'll come out and say something normally, and then everyone's like, because I've forgotten. It doesn't occur to me. I'm waiting for that to arrive on my desktop, Sophie. You know what, like a Mac's like? You save a bit of porn on your phone and suddenly it appears in your Mac. But I'm not saying you do that. I do that.
I don't. Right. Thank you very much. I do not have any porn. I do not have access to any porn. I do not want to have access to porn. I've never done anything like that. Never ever been into that, and that's absolutely true.
And surprisingly, all I've got on this laptop or this MacBook, what have I got? A Mac Mini, to work it out, is Frosty's advert.
That's
Why?
not porn. You've got a very weird sense of what porn is.
If I was a serial killer, that is... Oh my God, I was only doing a really bummer joke.
Why do you like pictures of Frosties? Because
I don't know where I don't know where it's come from.
Of course not. Yes, other cereals are available. Whilst you're trying to sort that out, I just want another kind of quick shout out. One, I'm not going to do it for next week because I'm going to have to figure out how to do things, because I use my big television as the main kind of monitor, so that when I'm talking to you, the camera is right there and I can see everything I need. I'm a very kind of visual person. I can't just do anything kind of without kind of seeing what's there. So I've got to try and figure out how to do it, because my PlayStation is connected up to my main television, but I do have a capture card and I can feed that in.
Hey, what? A touch card? What's a touch cloud?
Capture card.
Oh.
I
got one of mine's gone.
That's fine. So I can capture the stream from the PlayStation and I can feed it through and then broadcast that out. One of the games that we've got that is quite fun to do is Crash Team Racing Nitro, which I am absolutely useless at doing.
All I heard was nachos, but
it's got nothing to do with nachos. So it's PlayStation, so either PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Crash Bandicoot Racing Nitro Edition and what have you. If you want to, we get enough people, then what we could do as one of the game segments, not next week because I'll just have to figure out how to set it all up on the screens so that I can still see exactly what's going on. We'll try and see how many of us we can get on playing it at the same time and see who wins, and that way you're going to be joining in from home. So that's one of the other things that I want to try to explore a little bit more, is how can we get you to join in from home. I only have a PlayStation 5 and the Nintendo Switch. So they're the two choices. So sorry if you're on Xbox, you should have thought about that before you bought it, before you bought
I've got an Atari. Does that count? Can I do it on an Atari?
Before you bought such an inferior console, I know that's going to start the comments going off in the chat thing. But there are some cross-play games as well, and they're quite fun. One that Charlie and myself and my friend David have played a little bit is Dauntless, and that could be quite fun. So we get them all onto the screen. So if you're interested in doing some online games together in our little sort of like half hour, 45-minute kind of segment where we kind of like focus on like games, quiz and what have you, just as something else. So let us know, and we can share all the deets and what have you, and we can start doing. But we want to try and have a practice run with as many people in that Crash Team Nitro Racing as possible. So that's some stuff that we're looking into. The Zoom details are in the chat. If you want to join the chat and you can't, it's not accessible for you. If you want to join the Zoom, it doesn't get broadcast out anywhere else. What happens in the room stays in the room. We'll kind of look after each other. There's a few people that are in the room already. Please do click on the link and what have you. Obviously, fair policy rules. Play nice when you're in there. Once you're kind of in the lobby, in the waiting room, we'll then let you in, and then you can watch the behind the scenes and see me tear down my side of the studio back into my lounge. So please do. Come in and join and say hello, even if it's just for a few minutes, and we may even play a few games. Who knows? We always have a little bit of fun in there.
And what I was laughing while you were doing that, because Amy had turned and said, porn gives youngsters a visual life. Plumbers said about that quick, and they will sort invoice you. I have to point out that happened a few times, but it took Gary, bless him, 20 minutes to reply back to say, I watched one once. He's watching it now, I think. But the difference is he actually fixed the washing machine. Not in Reading, Gary. You've not had a washing machine fixed in Reading. Charlie is showing off. Look at this. Xbox, PS4 and sushi. And sushi?
Shush. No, I know. I'm only joking. I was never really into. I only had the PlayStation originally because my Sony television. You used to be able to play PlayStation games on the Sony television without actually having a PlayStation because of the PlayStation Now service. And then they stopped it for televisions and only made it for PlayStations and PCs. So I then ended up having to get a PlayStation because I was enjoying some of the games. But I never really had consoles before that. When I was younger, I was never allowed them with my parents. Did you get that video? Have you got that image yet?
I did, and I, for some reason, closed it down as I was about to do it. So this is a picture that was sent over.
Ah, there we go. Thank you.
Let me make it bigger. Not something I've said for a while in lockdown. But there we go. It was sent in. Charlie, thank you for your picture. I've like Tony Hart.
Thank you.
Describing this. And Sophie is, I don't know what she's doing. And I'm looking in disgust for some reason. But you've got lots of drawers on your TV. That's quite handy. That's quite clever. I should think of that sort of thing. So thank you, Charlie, for that. And we always love your pictures, whatever they are. And actually, that's our challenge for you every SaturGAY now, is to send in a picture, your amazing pictures, and we will show them. We'll get the gallery music.
I used to love that. I used to love that. And
Really?
It was like, thank you. Oh yeah, no, because it was Vision On before it was Tony Hart, and then before Vision On, I think it was something else. And Vision On used to have that thing that used to go shooting around the room and what have you, and try and kind of hide and stuff. It used to hide stuff around. So that was quite fun. Yeah. And they was just to say thank you for sending in your wonderful pictures.
Yeah, no, I love that.
We can't return them to you. I was like, yeah, they're literally going in the bin.
Well, I'm sending it back to you as we speak. I need the memory on the Mac. There's so much rubbish on it. So, Charlie, you have started a trend. We want your photos. Maybe not now because we're coming to the end of the show. But every week we want your photos of how you're watching us. And do you know what? I got a prize to give her because don't forget, in Wake's Week we've been doing all sorts of weird crap. Really have. Making stuff. So next week we will give a prize out of the making stuff we've been doing for the best photo. So you may know of a pepper plant. Oh my god, the pepper plants today, since yesterday, have like...
I saw the photos on that you.
They've changed again. They've now got arms. They're like, oh, waving to me. Don't turn the lights down, love. It's a bit light.
So when you go in there, it's kind of like late at night, and there's a bit of the dim kind of lights on there. You just need Mano hiding in the corner, and then just turn around and go, "Feed me, Seymour, feed me right now."
You know perfectly well he's not seen that film to know what that's about.
Okay, fair enough.
Now, what it is, I've got my IKEA bookcase in between the lounge and the bedroom because second floor is where we are. And so that's why I put the grow lights over I've got a germinator, the heat germinator, and then I have when the babies have been hatched, I take them out on the light. But the light's on, and it's like an infrared orangey, purpley, weird colour, between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. And you can't look at it because you'll fall down the stairs because you get that dizzy. It makes you... It's really weird. I hate the fact that when the police force come out, I live in Whitley, so the police force and the helicopters are out a lot. They may see that light and think, oh, that house is a target. And if you go, oh no, I've got 6 FOD pepper plants. And rhubarb. Rhubarb's come up today as well. So, but you may win a prize from a pepper plant to a chocolate. And if it's any later in the year, you'll win a bottle of raisin wine, which is, I haven't got the camera opportunity, but I had to sit there since yesterday picking out every raisin from the demijohn. We worked out it didn't work. We put it into another fermenter. I literally have had to, and as you know, I remember we watched last night, I wasn't very well, so I've had to sit there shaking stuff out, and it took 3 hours to get all the raisins out again. I didn't use the ones in my slippers or my pants, but the raisins that were there in the bottle are now in another thing. And if you like 14, 15, maybe 18% wine, you will love this stuff. That's my trend for F.O.D this year. I remember wine. Amy gave me a suggestion as well, Sophie. Do you know I was making the chocolates? Got swallowed.
Sorry, that's. Go ahead, carry on. I'll tell you in a second. Go ahead.
It's a wrong pun. Do you know what Amy made the suggestion when I did the chocolates about we should be selling them for F.O.D? I am going to release a special set of F.O.D chocolates Valentine's Day, rainbow chocolates. And I will give more details out there, and it will raise money for Club F.O.D to make sure that things like that we're doing now are just a byproduct of what we do day in, day out. Our whole point is making community and raising funds for that community. So I'm looking forward to even sharing that with you in the next couple of weeks. Obviously, if I was a businessman, I get the very Valentine's Day, but I'm not a businessman. I'm a lazy man, so it may not happen in time for that. Sophie, you've put the link in, I see.
Yeah, I put the link in again just in case anybody else wanted to come in. We've got a few people that are in there at the moment. They're taking Amy's taken a screen grab of us and has put that as the Zoom background. So that's why I was trying to do a silly one, sticking my tongue out at you.
Oh, that's what you were doing.
She was going to try and take a picture off of that one. So that's great.
Well, let's pose for one now. Go on, get ready. You pose your half, and then we move. Oh no, I'm moving into you now.
No, we don't want to have a blend. Thank you very much. What we're going to do?
Blue and black is a bruise, but
we've got to make space. So if I go,
not yet. I'm coughing. I'm dying. Hang on, one sec.
If we go like that,
I've got to look the right way. One sec.
Amy, don't forget. Amy, you've got to take a picture.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. You're in Zoom,
Amy,
I'm not.
Amy, we're doing this. So obviously this is going to be a few seconds before what's going out on there. But are you ready for you to try and grab a picture?
I had props. Okay, they're invisible with a blue screen. And snap. Whatever people do now. I don't. If you got it, great. Martin says he's Groot.
That was enough time, so there we go. Hopefully that was enough time for you. We're going to go back on there.
We'll find out later. Well, I won't. I'll fall asleep during the whole thing. But
no, this is it. That was so funny yesterday because you did actually fall asleep. Now the week before, when we were doing some kind of little game, Jamie took a photograph of himself and then had that at his background and then snuck off. And then, like I say, I thought he was still there for ages and ages. Yeah. So yesterday, Mano went off to make a cup of tea and Jamie fell asleep. And we were all there going, have they disappeared again? Have they taken the backdrop? And I was like, no, I'm sure Jamie's just... I'm sure he's just moved. And then you kind of like, oh, then you got up and we were like, oh, hello, Jamie. And you were like, what? This is a bit weird. So for once, you hadn't actually put a kind of like picture of yourself on there, and you did actually fall asleep.
Should have included that.
I think it was shortly after that one, what have you. So we've got a few people in the... after party already, so that's really good. So the numbers are filling up from there.
The link is there if you've not seen
come
it.
In, even if it's just to say hello for a few minutes. We're lovely
or
to
happy
see you
birthday to
in
Brendan.
And say happy birthday to Brendan. Absolutely, and that would be the right thing to do.
We have the cake, so you can watch us eat the cake. Well, not me, because I've got pizza coming.
I was going to say, you've baked a cake, and then you're just going to send them videos of you eating the cake, going, this is very nice. This is really nice.
I come from Kent. Our fashion shows were the Littlewoods catalogue going, here, look at that. That was how we grew up. So let me tell you what's coming up over the next week. Here on F.O.D TV, brought to you by Club F.O.D, and here it is. On Monday, we'll be back with the F.O.D BODs, or the FOD BODs, I'm right, quiz night, Monday 8 PM. All you got to do is join the event, which will be set up, I haven't done it yet, tomorrow, and it gives you the Zoom link and details of downloading the app. No prize apart from seeing me answer or ask the questions, which sometimes is very difficult. Wednesday, the Weekly Web should be back. Wasn't on this week, I can't confirm why. Friday, Wakes Week is back. It's my show, 8 PM. Me and Sophie will be at 8 PM at SaturGAY Live. Both of those nights will be followed by the after show parties. And remember, be part of the lockdown listings. We're looking for live streamed and pre-recorded LGBT plus content to entertain people at home. We'll provide all the technical support needed, and you just got to send us a message. But I also got to remember to tell you that 8 PM on Thursday, we start our live radio shows here on not FOD TV, on Radio FOD, slightly different. So all you got to do is go to, actually you can go to the website, f-o-d.co.uk. There's a player on there. There's also a player on radiofod.co.uk. But that's a lot of websites about subtitles to tell you. And we're pushing it all week. But if you go to the app stores, whether you're on Android, so it's a Google Play Store, or on Apple iOS, look for Radio F.O.D. We also, a lot of us say FOD, it's not, it's F.O.D. And Gary, we're looking forward to his oral music, oral effect.
For
I forgot the name of his show.
For your oral, yeah, it was like oral pleasure, as in that's.
I just had oral in my head. I couldn't work out how to come out.
I know. I'm really excited. Really, we're looking forward to it. I hope we're going to mention it. So that what's on this week from FOD TV. We're going to be creating that a similar thing.
Yes.
For the radio. So we're starting off with a Thursday show, which to begin with is going to be every other week whilst we find our feet. So this is the first time we're really kind of doing this. I know, Jamie, you've got some practice, you've had some experience. You did a great show for New Year's Eve. that was absolutely brilliant. And once we get everything kind of figured out, what we're also going to try and do is we were going to try, and technology is against us, but we were going to try and take the audio output of this and also push it out onto the radio, because I think this can work quite well from a radio perspective as well. So that is actually coming on Thursday. It's going to be every other week, but that's not the only radio show. And whilst there may be one listening to begin with, we're already looking at another one, and possibly you might be interested in hosting your own show. If that is something that you're interested in doing, please, the other our rule as
AURAL.
Yes, and that's the play on words there. But if you want to host your own kind of show, and have that on a regular kind of basis, then let us know. Because we are looking for more volunteers. Because as much as we love doing this, we can't, it can't just be just that kind of, just that few of us that are kind of doing all the things, whether it's Brendan, Martin, myself, Jamie, and all the rest of the committee and the trustees that you can't see on here. 4 candles. So please do let us know if that's something that you're interested in, and that's something that we can definitely help guide and see what we can put on there.
I sat the wick off as I did that. Really, really bad. Never be able to use that candle in my candelabra again. But Sophie is absolutely right. We need you. Because F.O.D is about you. We are members of the community for the community. And without your input there, we can't put that further. So, you have been given the Zoom chat room. It just gives you to give me my same old message I say every week. Remember, you are fabulous. You are special. Remember to keep safe. Happy birthday, Brendan. You are immortalised now. You're in the Bible. It's chapter 17. Find all of Brendan's story there. If you look, no idea what chapter 17 is, but it sounded great as I said it. If someone tells me it's a really magical story, I should be very happy. Remember, spread the love, not the germs. Keep these clean. And together we can get out of this mess. We can save lives, save the NHS, and get back to the pub as soon as we can. So on behalf of myself, Sophie, Club F.O.D, F.O.D TV, it's Satra. It just leaves me to say good night, God bless, and we will see you very soon. And Sophie, you can give the final word. So your line, go on.
Oh, bye. See you in the Zoom. Right, see you in the Zoom. Come to the Zoom.
Yeah.
Come to the Zoom. Come and say happy birthday to Brendan in the Zoom, and we'll see you in there. It's lots and lots of fun. All right, see you very soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.